Okay, there you go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Abbott, the librarian. For people who are online, I yell. I'm really sorry because I'm trying to yell across the library so everyone can hear me. You might need to turn me down a little bit, but we'll be watching the chat to see if you guys have any questions. We are going to talk about the databases today because I know that you guys are doing some research for your speech and/or letter that you'll be working on. So, and I'm not anti-Google. Let me start off by saying that Google's awesome. But we all know when you search for something on Google, you get 1 million and whatever results. And then you have to go through and try to determine if it's valid, if it's from a legitimate source, if it's true. So the databases are awesome because they do all of that for you. But the databases, they kind of almost you get to skip a step. You know that this is going to be good, usable stuff. So we're going to start by going to the library website. And it's at the top of the purple page in front of you. For people online, it's www.readtchs.weebly.com. readtchs.weebly.com. We're waiting on everybody. Still waiting on a few. Everybody be patient. Oh, we're here on the top of the purple page. readtchs.weebly.com. Okay, online people, we're still waiting on a few. Hold on just one second. Okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we actually have access to a lot of databases. Today we're going to be focusing on the Gale databases. They have several that fall under that company, and it's kind of an all-in-one place, so we're going to go there. So over on the left side of the screen, click Gale databases. There's a menu over on the left, Gale databases. And this is what I was mentioning. You have access to several, everything under the sun that you can think of. But today we're going to look at a couple that I think will be most beneficial for you for the projects that you're working on. So let's start with that second icon, opposing viewpoint. We're going to click on the second icon, opposing viewpoint. Okay, so the project is talking about what education should look like during COVID, right? Let's start our initial search. Let's just pick COVID and education. Let's just get started. No, I was going to help. Are you doing okay? There you go. Okay. No, it's a weird web. It's free, so they made me put Weebly in there. Okay, and notice it's called opposing viewpoint. So I know that we're looking at ethos, pathos, and logos. So keep that in mind. These are going to be viewpoints, someone's opinion. Okay, we searched for COVID and education. So the first thing, there's a gray bar under the search results. It says showing results for all content types. And there's audio, academic journals, magazines, different things. The academic journals, you're welcome to look at. I don't want to discourage you ever from reading them, but I will say the language is a little bit difficult with academic journals, so you might want to steer away from those. So it looks like, did we get 9 viewpoints? It looks like we've got a couple of different things going on. Okay, just for organizational purposes and just so we're all on the same page for an example, be sure that you typed COVID and education. Be sure that you typed COVID and education. It's just so we're all on the same page for the example. So we should all see it says viewpoints 9, and the first article is how public schools can break the digital divide. So we're going to go ahead and click on that first article. How public schools can break the digital divide. You don't have to use this one in your paper if you don't want to, or your speech if you don't want to. We're just pretending that it's one that we're using for an example. We're still waiting on a few. Everybody hang out. Okay, COVID and education. Which is also a good example of the difference it makes, considering what search terms you use. And we'll talk about that in a minute too. Okay, so here's the thing. I would probably, what I do, there's a blue box there that says article commentary. I kind of skim that box to see if I can tell it's the first article, how public schools. Hold on, everybody. Okay, opposing viewpoint. And then COVID and education. And we're clicking on that first article. So I usually skim that blue box at the top that says article commentary, because it gives you an idea of what this article is about, and you can decide if it's something that you even want to pursue. Some of the articles are long, and you won't have time to read through every single one of them and then decide if you want to use it. So I usually look at that article commentary box and skim and see if that sounds like something that's pertinent to my project. We're going to pretend that it is. So the next thing you would do, I'd probably go ahead and continue to skim the rest of the article. Probably the first 2 sentences of each paragraph or so. Once you decide that it does sound good, it does sound like something you want to use, then you need to read all of it. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me when I say we don't have time to read it all. Once it's an article you decide to use, you have to, you're going to have to read all of it. But skimming is a way to help you decide if you even need it. You don't want to waste your time on something that's not relevant. So pretend that first paragraph, the first sentence says, under the blue box, the first sentence says, in all the ruckus conversation. Go ahead and highlight that with your mouse. In all the ruckus conversation. Highlight that with your mouse. And then you'll notice that there are several colors you can choose from to highlight it. Some of these correspond with the highlighting key for your assignment. I know there's a square on the back of the page where she's asked you to highlight certain things in certain colors. Some of them don't. Don't feel like you have to use that. That is purely optional. You can also pick your favorite color, whatever works for you. But also go ahead, once you've highlighted it, just type thesis in that box, purely for an example. This is not your thesis. You may not use this article at all. We just need an example. So now we're going to pretend we've read through it all. We've made our notes. We like this article. In the top right-hand corner, click highlights and notes. In the top right-hand corner of the screen, highlights and notes, and it's going to bring up everything that you've highlighted and the notes you made about them. So it's kind of nice to have it all in one place. So then we want to click, there's a paper airplane at the top that says send to. We're still pretending. We're pretending we like this article and we want to save it. So click send to the paper airplane at the top, and you want to select Google Drive. Where's your paper airplane? Hold on. It's right here. Okay, right here. Send to. Okay, yes, we sent to Google Drive, and it's going to ask us to log in. You can. This is legitimate. I'm telling you. Once you log in to your drive, you'll get a box that says complete. The document has been sent. We're going to wait right there for everybody to get to the same place. So hang out for just 1 second. We're still waiting on a few. Everybody be patient. Okay. So what you'll notice, you probably see where this is going. Do not close this tab, but open another tab. Do not close this tab, but open another tab. And go to your Google Drive. You'll notice once you get into your Google Drive that an orange folder exists there now, and it says Gale Opposing Viewpoint. If you look in there, it saved the article that we were just working with. Go ahead and open your orange folder, and it saved the article we were just working with. Go ahead and open the article as well. And it brought all your highlighted notes with it. So they're all in there too. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, we opened the article in the orange folder, and we scroll all the way down to the bottom. Okay, everybody hang out. We got a couple of people that are still catching up. Yes? Wait, scroll up. There you go. Sure. Okay, so we scrolled down to the very bottom of the article in our drive, and it gathered those highlighted notes and or the things we highlighted in the notes about them. But also there's a source citation. Hopefully I don't have to tell you how important it is to cite your sources. It's crucial. It's what it's all about. This is one of the few times that you can copy and paste. The source citation's already done for you with all the important spaces and periods and quotation marks. So when you get ready to create your works cited page, you have it all right there. You can just paste it onto your works cited page. That's the only time usually it's okay to copy and paste stuff. Okay, awesome. So let's go back. Now let's go to the tab. I think it says Timber Creek. It's got the white square with the blue. It's Timber Creek Gale. And it's taking us back to the page that has, it says Timber Creek High School in purple at the top and all titles. So another database of information that I thought might be important is if you scroll down a bit, there's a green square that says news. Go ahead and click the green square that says news. Okay, so we clicked on news, looks familiar. Everybody hang tight, we've got some people catching up. Okay, great, I think it's that one. Hello. Anybody else? We had a couple people that missed out. You good? Okay, yeah, looks similar, looks like the other one. So let's try again, let's try COVID and education. COVID and education. Let's see what comes up differently in this database versus the other. Wow, that's a lot of results. You probably got more than 335,000. So that's good and bad because that's way too many. That's a large pool from which to find what you need. But you can see it's different. These are different titles than what we saw before. So over on the right side of the screen, we don't have to click any of these right now, but over on the right side of the screen, there are some filters that can help you whittle these results down to what you're looking for. You can choose a date if you want articles only published in the last month or last 6 months. You can choose the title if you only want articles from the New York Times. And all those other, the lexile measure is like the reading difficulty. So you have all kinds of filters over there too that you can use to make them smaller. So we have 335,000. When you research, it's also important. It's not as easy. Normally when you Google things, it's like, you know, how to reset my iPhone. And like the first result is what you need and it's easy and you're done. With research, you have to dig a little. So you'll want to use different search terms to make sure you're getting to all the articles that might be helpful to you. So we searched for COVID in education. What's something else we could search for that would be similar? What else do we call COVID? Yes, coronavirus. So search coronavirus in education. We're searching coronavirus in education. Did you get something different? And so it'll do that each time. We could search for coronavirus in schools, online schooling, and just search for articles that were published in the past month. You know, they would be more related to our situation. Does that make sense that you would use different terms to kind of, you know, take different angles to see if you can find what you're looking for? Okay, what questions do you have? Does it make sense for the most part? So today we're looking for articles that are going to help us. We're writing that speech or letter, correct? That speech or letter. And remember, she wants you looking for ethos, pathos, and logos. And pay attention to whether or not it's a viewpoint, whether or not it's someone that's sharing facts, or if it's their opinion. Not to say their opinion isn't helpful, but just know that that's what it is. We don't want to cite that as fact. So looking for those. If you want to start brainstorming and writing some things down, we've had some students that already kind of got started putting their thoughts on paper or on computer. So anything you need, let us know. We're going to get rolling. And last chance, no questions right now. I shouldn't say last chance. You can ask questions anytime. But okay, ready?